Out virtual book tour. I'm here with Andrea Donsky, the founder of naturallysavvy.com and the author of Unjunk Your Junk Food. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. So today we're going to talk a little bit about Get the Gunk Out, the concepts behind the book, and then we're just going to shed some light onto, some of the topics that we discuss in the book and some of the topics that sort of Andrea is the expert at. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Get the Gunk Out and how you can apply some of the concepts from the book into your life right now.
What's so great about your book is that it gives you the steps. So it's not like, okay, here's a whole bunch of information and go do it all at once. It's about step by step what you can incorporate slowly, like you said, or all together, but starting at your own pace. And I think that's the goal of the book, is do what you can. And don't get overwhelmed by it, right? Because it can be overwhelming when you start to learn about eating healthier and living a healthier lifestyle.
And that's exactly what it is. It's about not feeling overwhelmed, not feeling like it's a whole lifestyle overhaul in one day, but really at your own pace, on your own terms, deciding what's right for you, right? We're all different.
We are, and you're never going to do it if you get overwhelmed. And that's really the big deterrent, I find, at least when we're naturally savvy. We speak to people all the time. They'll say to us, I find everything is so confusing and overwhelming, and where do I start? And I think if we just kind of start at one step, then you've already broken all the barriers into, living a healthier lifestyle. There's some great recipes. So for someone like me, I'm a mom of 3, I'm really, really busy. And I'm always looking for really good recipes, what I can make my kids when it comes to dinner or even desserts. And going through your book, I found some great recipes. Like the chocolate banana avocado pudding. It's a big favorite in our house, and I have to say for me too. I look forward to my desserts now that I discovered it. I do. It's yummy, and I highly, highly recommend it.
And it's I will have to say, it is one of the easiest recipes to make.
Yeah.
And it's decadent. It doesn't taste like a healthy dessert, and it's honestly the best.
Yeah, it's so yummy, and I don't feel guilty. I think that's the best part about it, is I don't feel guilty having a dessert, because we're realistic. We know that people are going to want dessert. They crave dessert. So what's a better option is, for example, your pudding. And I love it. I look forward to my desserts, knowing that it's just avocado and bananas and simple ingredients that are going to satisfy my sweet craving, but at the same time, it's going to be a healthy option.
Exactly. And again, I'm a huge believer in that balance. And so not feeling guilty, even when you do have something that maybe isn't perfect. And I think it's unrealistic, even as a nutritionist, to really expect anyone to be perfect 100% of the time.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not realistic.
No,
and so this book teaches you how to be great most of the time, but also allow yourself the freedom to just be human and just be and enjoy and not feel bad about the choices that you're making. And it teaches you how to take even a few of these habits from the book and implement them long term, so that you at least are doing something healthy along with your everyday regular routine.
Exactly, and I love how you put, she has a great recipe in there for the jam with chia.
Yes.
Chia seeds. And I'm a big fan of chia seeds for the omega-3 benefits and the fiber benefits. So among, to name a few of its benefits.
Right.
And I love how you incorporate the chia seeds into the jam, which, is a big favorite among kids. My kids, coming up with school lunch ideas for kids is a hard one. And I love the fact that you could throw in some chia seeds into the jam, and right there and then I've just taken a major part of that sugar rush out of my diet, and by slowing it down by adding in the fiber from the chia. So brilliant recipe.
Exactly, and thank you. I'm glad that you like it, and I think that's you just hit it on the head right there. Is that you can add in some of these healthier items to your regular everyday diet and make them one step healthier by doing so. So you don't have to feel like you have to eat like a super clean, healthy, nutritionist diet all of the time. If you're a busy mom, you have a busy schedule, we're all working, we have jobs, school. I mean, sometimes it's just not realistic to have those expectations for yourself. So adding a tablespoon of chia seeds in, or an extra glass of water a day, or having some lemon water in the morning. Those are the types of things that we talk about in the book, and how to make. It's really about those baby steps. I can't say enough. So I wanted to talk about another topic, and that is fat, dietary fat, and how there's a lot of misconception around how fat can make us fat or prevent us from losing weight, right? And in the book, we talk about...
Can't?
Well,
Just
in
Totally
the, in the book, one of the chapters is make fat your friend, right? And it really is about embracing the good fats that are really going to help actually, help our bodies lose fat. And it sounds silly that we need fat to lose fat, but it's true.
Well, our brains are made of fat, right?
Exactly.
So we need to feed our brains.
Exactly. And so we need to feed our bodies and feed our brains and our hair and skin and nails and, proper brain function. We need those good fats. And so it's important to understand the difference between those bad fats. So it is true. The bad fats can lead to weight gain.
Right.
But we have to understand the difference between those bad fats and the good fats. So saturated and trans fats, we all know we need to avoid those. But let's talk a little bit about those good fats and some of the good fats, that people can incorporate into their life right now.
Right. So some of my favorite fats, and probably my biggest go-to is fish oil. And I have been giving that to my kids since they're little. There's some great brands that I recommend. Some of my favorites are Nordic Naturals, Barleans makes some great fish oil, Carlson. Those are some of my 3 top brands. And I have been giving them to my kids since they're very little. And in fact, my kids throw tantrums. Like now my 2-year-old throws a tantrum because in her opinion, I don't give her enough fish oil.
Okay.
It's really cute.
That's good though.
It is great. And you know what? The key is also to give it to them when they're really young so they develop a taste for it. Because if you're going to introduce it when they're a lot older, it may not be as easy. So start when they're young. And it feeds their brain. So fish oil, something like fish oil is super important for their brains. It's important, like you said, it feeds our hair, our nails, every organ of our body. And there's so much research. There's a great website out there called omega-research.com. And there's probably over 10,000 studies there just on the benefits of fish oil. So very, 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 very important. And we recommend taking anywhere between, depending on if you're, what you're taking it for, but anywhere from probably 2,000 to 4,000 milligrams a day.
Exactly. Yeah.
Any of the brands that you or I recommend, I think are the best brands out there.
And it's so easy. It's like a teaspoon a day. The one I take at least is a teaspoon a day. First thing in the morning, done for the day. It's nothing to even think about, and it really is going to help cardiovascular health, heart health, brain health.
Yeah, and I usually take it at dinner time because I like to take it with a little bit of fat that that I'm eating. Or if you're taking it in the morning, with your shake, some type of taking your shake or something that you're eating good for breakfast that has a little bit of fat in it.
Exactly.
So the absorption, which is great. Another one of my favorite oils is coconut oil. Big fan.
I'm going to agree. In fat, there are different types of ways that the fat breaks down in our body. And the bad fats break down much differently than the fat in coconut oil. And so there's, sometimes I'll get the question, well, isn't coconut oil a saturated fat? It is. Yeah. But the way that it breaks down, being that medium chain triglyceride, that's essentially, what makes up that fat. The way that type of fat breaks down in our bodies is the complete opposite of what the saturated fat, let's say in a steak, how that would break down in our body. And so really it actually provides us with energy, provides us, right?
So it revs up our metabolism.
Exactly. It helps to boost us up rather than sort of slow us down.
Exactly. Or add, weight to different parts of the body that we
Exactly. It actually helps to shed the weight rather than pack it on, right? So it's...
Yeah, no, for sure. And when I was pregnant with my second, I took a lot of coconut oil and I would take 3 tablespoons a day. I took it for about a month or 2 and it helped me lose a lot of the weight that I had gained during pregnancy. So, it definitely works, at least for me. Now that's anecdotal evidence from my own research, but it definitely worked for me in terms of taking off some weight.
That's awesome, great.
Yeah, and it also helps to detoxify the body, which is another thing. So I had told a couple of people about my secret, and what happened to them is that it sent them to the bathroom and kind of gave them the runs. But what it does is that don't be afraid. It happens because what it does is it actually helps to detoxify the body also. So it's just something to be. Yeah.
Well, I love that you brought up coconut because coconut oil, coconut milk, everything coconut. I'm a huge fan of coconut. We talk about a lot about coconut.
Water.
Exactly. We talk a lot about coconut in the book. All the different types of coconut.
Awesome.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite too. So that's awesome.
One of the things I find people have the most difficult time taking out of their diet would be the artificial sweeteners,
Yes.
because we're addicted. People are addicted to sucralose, acetylsulfame-potassium, aspartame, and people are eating it and don't really eat it, don't really realize it. So anything that says no sugar added, sugar-free on the label would be an indication that it could contain artificial sweeteners in it. So I would really read the ingredients and try to avoid those.
Well, one thing we talk about in Get the Gunk Out about those artificial sweeteners is that a lot of the time people will use those sweeteners because they're a no-calorie sweetener, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they're looking for weight control, or they don't want to have too much sugar in their diet. And so, it seems like a good choice because it doesn't provide our body with calories, right?
Right.
However, it actually tricks our brains into thinking we're receiving those calories. And so when something sweet touches our tongue, it signals our brain to assume that it's being fed something of calories. And when the brain or when the body doesn't actually receive those calories from that no-calorie sweetener, it actually
looks for it elsewhere.
Exactly. It sends us back to the cupboard going,
we need it, satisfy me.
Exactly, satisfy me. Give me something to fill me up now. You just tricked me. I don't understand what's going on. And that's where those cravings come from. And so in order to actually prevent those cravings and prevent weight gain from happening in the first place is avoid some of those artificial sweeteners, because then you're not going to be running back to the cupboards to fuel your body or feed your body what it's looking for.
That's right, and the newer research now shows anyways that these artificial sweeteners lead to weight gain.
Yeah.
So there's so many great alternatives. I mean, you mentioned so many in your book, but there's so many great alternatives out there now, like stevia. That don't have these calories. That you can have those 0-calorie items that you're looking for, especially if you're making them at home, right? So you can put those into the food that you're making at home.
And so I think a piece of advice or something that people can take away from this is that sometimes it can be tricky to go into the grocery store and understand what to look for and what to avoid. And I think if you stick to a few things or a few specific keywords that you can find on this list, and even if your product has that in it, put it down and move on to the next. And I think if we just take that step-by-step approach again and really even just choose 2 or 3 of those words at a time and slowly start removing those items from our diet, that's the best option possible. So
and that's it. And these bad ingredients or poor ingredients are found in thousands and thousands of products, right? And products we don't even realize it. Like, for example, a little piece of gum has 3 different types of artificial sweeteners. Most people don't even think twice about what's in their gum, right? So these can be triggering headaches or other negative effects that we don't even realize.
Exactly.
So, yes, read the ingredients.
Read the ingredients, that's for sure. I'm with you. Definitely read the ingredients and really understand what's in these products. And the thing is that we don't have to avoid all products. Not all products that come in boxes are bad.
There's so many great options that taste just as good as we call it conventional. Some of the products that contain these artificial ingredients, we'll call it more the conventional versus the natural or the organic. Just look. There's so many great conventional brands out there, or the organic versions that are in my opinion better.
Well, the best part is that you get the grocery list at the back. You get the recommended brands, the brands that come in boxes, still snack foods, still foods that are enjoyable and delicious, but have those healthier ingredients and don't contain those artificial words
and that's why I love Get the Gunk Out, because you have that checklist at the back. It makes it really easy for people to go grocery shopping, and that's really my biggest thing is how do we make people's lives easier when they're shopping at the grocery store. So having that checklist is crucial in my opinion, and a really easy way for them to be able to navigate those aisles and not get overwhelmed. Great. Congratulations. You did a great job.
Thank
and
you.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here, for taking the time
pleasure.
to sit down and share your amazing knowledge with everyone.
Pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you for watching.